So let's just go back to Smart Materials. So let's look at, so this is what I've made my Smart Material, which in essence is what I've used for the torso. So it's basically replicating what I've done with the helmet, applying the same materials to the areas of the mesh that has the same material ID. But let's break down this machine here. So this is let's put that all back on. Okay, so this is the yellow machinery smart material that I've used. So if we break it all down, this is how the smart material is made. Okay, so let's ignore the mask for now. So the essence of it, let's turn all this off and let's just keep the base color on. So the base color is this orange, and it's got a roughness to make it shiny metal, and the metallic value is all the way black, which means it's a very shiny metal. And we can see that by the way that the light's reacting with the material. Okay, so what they've done next is they've added dirt, and then they've put a let's just stretch that out, we can see a bit better. They've added dirt, and then they've put a mask over the dirt. So you can only see it, it's very slight. It just adds that that layer over the top that turns the metal into more of a dull looking material. And the dirt, which is I think it's a grunge. Where is it? Dirt. It's one of these that's been used. It looks like it's a mixture actually. Let's have a look. It's a stencil grey. There it is. That's the alpha that's been used. So it's dirt 3. Okay, so they've created, and then they've used what's called this MG mask editor, which allows them to manipulate the mask with all these sliders. Okay, I'm not going to play around with these, but you can add extra parts and pieces into it. This is the one of the for the image input. Sorry. So you've got the mask there and all the parameters that control the mask, and this is the image input, which they've used texture, which is Grunge 8, which is that one, which has created helped build this mask. And then they've put another one, which is the Grunge Fine Rust, which will be on here somewhere, out of the grunge. And then at the bottom they've got the ambient occlusion and the curvature, which is one of the major things that help this do its job. So the curvature map looks at the edges and specifically how the surface moves curves, basically, and that helps the mask actually cover the areas that are either higher or lower, depending on which way you have it set. Or you can have it higher, and then you can invert it and have it do, add the mask onto the pits, the deeper areas, or you can have it highlight the highlighted areas, the higher parts of the mesh. So that's on there. Go back. Then they put some dust over the top, which again, that's using a mask. Again, they've used a mask builder with similar attributes really. It's using the parameters, and this time they've got the image input, but they have used down here where the uniform color is, they've put the grunge in there instead with a scatter input. So it's just different ways of building masks which help build up the material. So if we go back to there, so we've added that on, and then finally they've put this rust on, and the rust, again with an MG mask editor, they've put the rust so that it just hits the edges, the areas that are going to be worn on the material, on the surface, more, which obviously the metals are going to have chipped off and then rusted away. So that is, going into a bit more detail about the smart materials, and also showing how I built my smart material and how it's all put together. So next we're going to use the particle brush and some of the other brushes to do some hand painting around this model, just to make it all match, add all the wear into the rest of the model, some of the other elements, specifically around this, these nice shiny new pieces that need to be, weathered, and the texture needs to be a lot more matching of the rest of the environment.